Hi, my name is Pat Woods. I'm the Director of Religious Education at Abraham Lincoln Unitarian Universalist Congregation in Springfield, Illinois. And I'm here today with a story for you in the Time for All Ages. This is a common fable that has been told for centuries, and it's a story that's attributed to a guy named Aluuc. Now, if you'd like to know more about Tfaa, I encourage you to listen to today's sermon because I tell you a little bit more about him. And if you're here because I told you something about him in today's sermon and you decided to come check out the Time for All Ages, welcome. We're so glad you're here. Well, here's the story, and it begins like all good stories do, once upon a time, a long, long time ago. So once, a long time ago, there was a wise Zen master, and people came from far and wide to seek his counsel and ask him to help them gain wisdom and enlightenment. Many would come and he would teach them, and he would enlighten them in the ways of Zen, and he rarely turned anyone away. One day, however, a very important man, one who was used to commanding and obedience, came to see the Zen master. "I have come today to ask you to teach me about Zen. Open my mind to enlightenment." And the tone of the important man's voice was one used to getting his own way. Well, the Zen master smiled and said, "Why don't we discuss this over a cup of tea?" And then when the tea was served, the master poured his visitor a cup. And he poured, and he poured, and he poured, and the tea rose and rose and rose to the rim, and then it began spilling over. It even spilled over onto the important man's robes. And the visitor shouted, "Enough! You are spilling the tea all over. Can't you see that the cup is full?" Well, the master stopped pouring and smiled at his guest. "You are like this teacup, so full that nothing more can be added. Come back to me when the cup is empty. Come back to me with an empty mind." Now, of course, the master didn't mean go away and become ignorant. What the master meant was you have so much in your mind and so many preconceived notions and so many convictions and so many things that you are just absolutely sure to the brim about that you need to be able to let some of those things go. And you need to be able to have an open mind. You need to be able to consider that there may be new things that you haven't thought about. And that is really what today's sermon is all about. And that's what today's Time for All Ages is all about. That we need to consider all of those things that we don't know and that maybe we can't control. And that we have to deal with change, and we have to make sure that we're resilient enough and open-minded enough to do exactly that. Well, I hope for you this week that what change comes your way, you can face with resilience and with an open mind and with courage and dignity and grace. Until next week, bye-bye.